Guys, Paxton Plays here, and today we are here for a very special video. We're actually here for a second installment of the winners decks. So yesterday we profiled Seismostone Gardevoir from Jason Kalinske, and now we're gonna do Primal Kyogre from, let me check his name, Lance Bradshaw. So Primal Kyogre has attack for 3 water energy and 1 colorless energy. That does 150 damage, and you move 2 energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon, and it does 30 to each of them. So, you see, there's already some synergy between this and Lysander. So you can use this, do 30 to each of them, Lysander, one with 30, and then do 30 to each of the benched, and then you kill the one with 150 on the bench and the one in the active. This combo doesn't really work out super often as you'd expect it does, but it's still a very viable option. Another thing you can do with this deck is the main thing that makes it work even with its heavy attack costs is the Alpha Growth makes it so that you can attach 2 energy in one turn, which is really helpful. And it's like kind of like Blastoise, but I mean you can only do it 2 times. But this combos very well with Professor's Letter, so you can grab 2 energy and then you can just slap them right onto Kyogre. And Primal Kyogre has a problem with being a Mega, so when you evolve it, it's turn end, but it actually doesn't have that because you have the Spirit Link, which prevents that. So there's a lot of synergy within the deck, which makes it a really cool deck in general. Another big part of the deck is you can use Keldeo with Float Stone, and you attack. You have 2 on your bench. You're gonna attach 2 to that bench Pokemon, and you can rush and retreat and bring the benched one that's completely like healed and attack with it. Another cool thing you can do with this deck is sometimes it takes a little while to set up, so you can just throw a Pokemon and they can attack them, and then you can Keldeo rush and retreat and bring up Primal Kyogre and start your attacking. And eventually, you'll have no damage at all because you're gonna have Rough Seas healing everything. So it gets to the point where you're healing 120 damage every turn because you're retreating so much and like switching Pokemon. Now let's look at some of the other Pokemon in this deck. You have Shaman just because of a bit of speed and consistency. I haven't really been playing with Shaman my Primal Kyogre builds, but it's seems like a pretty good idea and it seems like it worked. Another cool idea for this deck is maybe to run Absol, so you can switch 30 damage and then attack and knock something out. Another cool tech he runs is Kyurem. I think this is an essential in all Primal Kyogre decks because the ability to just snipe and Blizzard Burn as well, which is very powerful, and it's a great non-EX attacker. I don't run this, but he decided it was a good idea to run Suicune, just a wall. And a lot of decks can't really handle 2 Suicune, so it's very powerful. This, I don't really know what the point of this is. This Pokemon.com put this as one of the cards in the deck. I'm not sure if this is the actual card, or if they messed up, because they do sometimes. I can't really see any situation where this would be better, than like something like Kyogre's second attack, but I mean it worked for him. I'm not even sure if he actually played this card. But you can take 3 prizes if you power it up. I could see how it could be like a cool attacker if you power it up and like maybe hope for only 1 heads out of the 3, and you could do 60 damage for 3 energy and take potentially 3 prizes. But I'm not sure if I like it in this. I don't really think it has a place in this deck, but I mean, if it worked, right? So, other than that, everything's pretty standard. He runs 1 energy retrieval. Normally I'd say 2, but that's pretty interesting. 3 float stones, just because even though you run only 2 Keldeo, you don't have a problem attaching float stones to other things, and also you always want to make sure you have a float stone with Keldeo. And you don't really need an extra Keldeo, but having an extra float stone can be good. You only need 3 Spirit Link because you only have 3 of them. 4 N, very standard. 2 Lysander, also very standard. for Juniper. And then another thing that's pretty interesting about what he did was he played Shine of Memories, and what that does is each player's evolved Pokemon can use the attacks from its previous evolutions. So let's say your Kyogre isn't fully powered up. You can use this with 2 energy to maybe use this. Or if you want to be conservative and you don't really have anything on your bench that can take the energy, you can just use Kyogre to attack for 10 damage less and doesn't do anything to the bench. But you save those energies that can be pretty valuable for later. Not really sure how I feel about that, but it's pretty interesting as well. This deck, like a lot of the decks from this deck seems very interesting, and I'm not really sure what I think about it, but I haven't really tested with it, so I can't make any judgments. He decides to play a very a lower dive ball line and a more heavy ultra ball line. Again, I'm not really sure why, because he only plays one shaman. And he only plays one energy retrieval, so he's not aiming to discard an energy. But it's interesting, to say the least. But other than that, he runs 12 water energy, which is a very large amount, more than you normally see in decks nowadays, and it's a pretty beefy amount. So other than that, it's just a pretty interesting deck. Yeah, don't know how I feel about it, but we're gonna jump into a game and see how it does. Oh yeah, the update's messing me up, so let's go to, oh my god, messing up twice. Okay, so let's go to versus. It's kind of cute, I think. And let's find what is it called again? Primal Kyogre Lance, I believe. So let's go to around the Primal Kyogre decks. Primal Kyogre TJ, and here we go, Primal Kyogre Lance. The TJ one isn't one I normally use because it was from TJ Track here. I think his name is pronounced. You know, in the BC Provincials and has done well at Regionals and stuff like that. So we're gonna play against Bradshaw with an electric deck. I couldn't really see the other types. Yes, I'd like to go first. This is a setup deck, so of course you do want to go first. So I see a Headringer, a bunch of energy. This might be a Manectric deck, possibly. Okay. So, Kyogre's a good lead. You always want to have Keldeo down. And I'm not going to bench a Suicune because I'm not sure if it's going to be a dead card in this matchup. And if so, I want to keep it there. So I'm going to draw an extra card. And what does he reveal? He does reveal that. So I can put down a Suicune. And I'll get another Kyogre. I'll attach the bench one in case anything happens to the active. And I figure if I'm going to get item locked, I might as well just grab something else at the deck. So I can grab another... Ooh, I don't know. I guess I'll just grab another Kyurem. So I'll do that. And I'll be a bit aggressive and just a Juniper. So we're going to get Float Zone into play. Put that there. I'm going to put this here. And just pass my turn off? Question mark? Yeah, there's nothing else I can do. So getting this might have been a misplay. I'm not really sure what purpose I need to have for it. The bats, of course, are scary, but because of Rough Seas, as long as I preserve my Rough Seas, there's no problem. Because I can just, okay, Silent Lab. So that's going to be preventing my Suicune and my Keldeo, which is brutal. Okay. So, I'm going to, Rough Seas is going to be a very important card in this matchup, because Seismitoad can't really do anything, because it doesn't do very much damage. And okay, we're going to avoid item lock this turn, which is very good. But again, we have to hope that we're going to need a stadium to counter the Silent Lab. Oh, I might not have wanted to attach there, but he doesn't play any Mega Turbos, so... Oh, did he play Support last turn? He did, but I think I'm just going to end, because I don't really want to discard all that stuff. And what I can do now, actually, is pretty interesting. First of all, I'm going to do this and Mega Evolve, because ideal. But another interesting thing I can do is I can't really attack this turn, can I? No. So, I can use Shine of Memories. Rush in. Retreat. And then, I can actually use Water Pulse. And if all goes well, I can actually avoid item lock. Okay, it didn't work this time, but if he flipped Tails, I could have evaded item lock, which would have been huge. Like, huge. And of course, lasers doesn't do much against this deck, just because you have Rough Seas and Keldeo Russian Retreat. But if he counters my Shine of Memories, I can just counter Rough Seas. Shine of Memories won't be very helpful later in the game, so if I can use it right now, it's ideal. So, he plays an Ultra Ball. Let's see what he's gonna get. And he gets a gold back. He's gonna try to do some additional chip damage. I'm not really sure what to, but we shall see. Suicune seems very powerful in this matchup, especially if I can power it up. There's nothing much he can do because it will just wall. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna counter my own Rough Seas this turn. I mean my own Shine of Memories this turn. I think that's probably the right decision because I don't see a use for this. I'm probably just actually. I think I'm gonna drop it. See if we can do something later with it. But I don't know. I think I can attack with Primal Kyogre's attack this turn. So I'm gonna Juniper. And oh man, we whiffed the energy. So it might have been good to use its attack and evade item lock one for a turn more. But I'm just gonna rush in and retreat into a Suicune and just kind of wall. Attach another energy there and pass the turn off. Now my next trick is gonna cap at like 120, so it's not too much of a threat. This deck can't really do too much. So he's gonna use Rough Seas to heal, but it's not really doing too much. It's gonna be kind of annoying because it messes with the math of Primal Kyogre, but I still think this is gonna be a good match to show off two very competitive decks. So let's just see what he's gonna do. Tell me if you like the mic quality because I'm considering buying a new mic and I'm not sure if it's worth it. Hopefully we can get more people to watch these videos because I really do enjoy the Pokemon trading card game, and I would like to show you guys these decks, and I put a lot of effort into getting these cards to show them off to you guys. So it's probably gonna be the only game of the day because it's so long and it's kind of late already. Sorry for the late upload. It's probably gonna go around 10 Eastern, or probably later actually. Yeah. So again, super scoop up and heads. That sucks. Oh my god. Okay, so he's gonna play the Golbat down, and this is how he's gonna try to deal with the Suicune. I mean, again, I can Rough Seas. I can probably Rough Seas quicker than he can do bad damage, but that being said, so I'm gonna Rough Seas, get the damage down, and up and off. I'm gonna end, hopefully getting an energy so I can power up something up, and that's a pretty good hand. So I have a Suicune for later, and I'm gonna say no. So I'm gonna Keldeo, rush in, and retreat. And then I'm gonna use Tidal Storm. That's gonna do 30 to the other two. However, they're gonna get that healed off, and so it's probably just gonna be a 2-hit KOs this game on everything. which is kind of janky, I think. So, you can play Super Scuba up trying to get more damage. Um, I was actually gonna get rid of this. Interesting play. I mean, I have like full board control right now, so I'm not really losing anything. I don't think he can. I can't. It's gonna be a very hard matchup to win because this is pretty much an auto win. Because if you think about it, he can never do enough damage, and I can just continually heal and heal and heal, and eventually I can just power up a Suicune and keep rough seizing. And so I don't think there's a possibility of him easily winning. If he does win, it's gonna be a long, like drawn out game, possibly even a deck out. So yeah, sure, yeah, you can go for this, but like I don't see what he can do because I can just keep healing. And 30 damage with Quaking Punch isn't gonna do anything really. So yeah, nothing is really happening in this game. Let's drop an N, but yeah, I got an energy for next turn. And now I can just cycle between the two Primal Kyogre's energies, and I can infinitely attack with them, and start powering something else up. Because he can never knock them out easily. Especially with Rough Seas. And they're huge HP. They're so beefy. So yeah, I don't really know what will happen. The only way I see myself losing is through deck out, or through deck out. But I have 19 cards in my deck, and let's see how much left. I have 3 VS Seekers left, and pretty much as many hands as I want. So he's gonna Quaking Punch again, and I'm just gonna Rough Seize all the damage off. Oh, I just realized I can't use this, right? So um, I'm gonna have to rely on. Oh, all 4 N are gone. That's brutal. Okay. So I could start powering. I don't know. I could power up the Articuno to take 3 prizes. But I don't think that's a good option. I could power this up. But again, I don't think that's a good option either. I want to power something else up because I had these covered. Um. Let me think. Yeah, whatever. Let's just try doing this. See if we can do something cool. And so we're gonna finally take a knockout, which is great. And I'm just gonna cycle this. I don't really want to put it on Articuno until a lot later, because you have to get from 60 damage from dying. So that's a Tidal Storm, and then that's a Tidal Storm, and then a Rough Seas heal. So okay. Oh my god. So I can Primal Kyogre and then attach it here. I can Tidal Storm, and then I have slow enough for these two forever. So that seems like a decent option for me to do. And it seems pretty fun, so we can try that out. Because if I actually, it doesn't seem like too not viable. Because if I Rough Seas, so yes, rush in, and retreat. I don't know how Kyogre is going to be viable without Keldeo Russian and float zones, especially. So I can do this and actually attach these two to here, and then next turn I can Lysander and get like a Zubat. And I actually think that Articuno is going to do some work in this game, especially just because like I can kill 40 HP Pokemon with an Articuno. So this should be interesting. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I didn't think Articuno was super good, but now looking at it, Articuno seems to be in my win condition, so it was a great idea to drop it. Because going for one head on 3 heads. Okay, what is he going for? This one. Is it not even a KO? Okay, I still live with 10 HP. It's pretty funny. So right now I'm gonna go for the Articuno KO and pretty much wipe his board. See if there's any energy left in this deck. Yeah, there's 2. So I'll get those. Attach them. And I will then just retreat into Articuno. And he's gonna scoop. Yeah, I just have the game right there, to be honest. And yeah, so that was a kind of crazy game. I don't think I really need Articuno, but Articuno, it got to the point with these 2 Lysanders in hand that I can just kind of do anything, and Articuno seemed to be a great out. So I'm going to thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!